Hi, everybody. Welcome. I'm so happy to be joining you live on Facebook today. Go ahead and pop in the comments and say hi and put your questions in there. Let me know that you can see me and hear me. I'm Dana Lavoie, and I help women use natural remedies to balance hormones so they can have an easy menopause and feel absolutely great afterwards and experience vibrant, healthy aging. I'm an acupuncturist and herbalist, the founder of Menopause Basics, and I have about 15 years experience in specializing in women's health. And today I am really excited to talk to you about the number one thing that you need to do to get your hormones balanced. This is like step number one. This is where you start. So first I want to ask you a question. How many of you feel like you know exactly where to start and what to do when your hormones get out of balance? It's like, oh, I know what to do to fix that. I'm just going to do this. Okay. So go ahead and put in the comments if you feel confident that you know what to do. Because I've been working with women in menopause and after menopause for about 15 years now, and I've noticed that so many women seem to be making the same mistakes and having the same confusion when it comes to balancing their hormones. And it's true that there are a few different steps that can be involved and a few different things that can help, but the place you absolutely need to start, step number one, is with the right diet. And at the end of this free video, I'm going to invite you to sign up for a free copy of my Menopausal Woman's Roadmap and to save your seat at an upcoming free online live class that I'm teaching because that's a very expanded version of the roadmap. And in those free resources, I'll be showing you exactly what to include in your diet for hormonal health to build and balance hormones with just by following a few simple steps every day so that you can balance hormones naturally, relieve menopausal symptoms, relieve signs of aging. So in the roadmap and the class, I'm going to be showing you just what to eat. But today I want to talk about why is that important? Why diet? Is it really that powerful? I mean, if diet is the number one thing that you need to do, why is your doctor recommending hormone replacement therapy or antidepressants and sleeping pills or saying wait a few years till menopause is over? Why is everyone talking about maca or black cohosh, or all those types of things? Why aren't they all just talking about diet? And I want to tell you that a lot of the really smart people are talking about diet. So some of my favorite doctors are all saying the same thing right now, that diet is the number one place you want to start. And it's true that after you have the right diet, adding some really customized targeted supplements can be helpful, but without having the diet in place first, those hormones or herbs are not going to work that well. And that's part of what I want to talk about today, why that is. So one of my favorite doctors, Christiane Northrup, who wrote The Wisdom of Menopause and has been an expert in this field for so long and who is so knowledgeable, says, diet first before anything else for balancing hormones during perimenopause and menopause. Diet first. Dr. Mark Hyman, another wonderful functional medicine doctor, the author of Eat Fat, Get Thin, says, menopause symptoms are all treatable symptoms of underlying imbalance in the sex hormones. And these symptoms will usually disappear when women get their sex hormones back in balance. And the right diet becomes your number one reset button for hormonal balance. So again, diet is number one. Dr. Sarah Gottfried, author of The Hormone Cure, says diet first before anything else. She says, my number one recommendation for women who want to balance hormones is diet. In fact, she says, try diet first before anything else. And that's exactly what I see. Do the diet first. And then if you still have symptoms, if you still need more help, add in some other remedies and they'll work great. And Dr. Josh Axe, the author of The Real Food Diet and Eat Dirt, says if you want a remedy for menopause relief, eat foods that help manage menopause symptoms. So they're all saying the same thing, diet first, diet first. And I want to talk about why. Why diet first? Why diet is so primary and so important to balancing your hormones naturally. So your body was designed to keep your hormones in balance. And if it is not doing that, it's because some things are interfering, right? Interfering with your body's natural ability to keep hormones balanced. And a lot of that happens with your diet and with your digestive system. A lot of it starts there. And I want to talk a little bit about how that works exactly. So there is a wonderful doctor, Dr. Shell, who talks about this a lot. A lot of different people do. But basically, she says, if your gut is not balanced, right? If your digestive system is not healthy, she says, if your gut is not balanced, your hormones cannot be balanced. Okay, so even with hormone replacement therapy or other treatments that you might be doing, without a healthy gut, your body can't use what you're giving it to actually keep hormones in balance. And here are some of the reasons why. If your digestive system isn't healthy, you can easily develop something called leaky gut, right? If your digestive system is inflamed, if the cells there aren't healthy. In leaky gut, the nutrients inside of your colon, right, are able to leak through the walls of the colon and get into your bloodstream and into your body instead of staying in your colon, right, and going out through your bowel movements. And one of the things that happens with is certain aggressive estrogen metabolites, right? They end up in your gut and they are supposed to be flushed away because these are the types of estrogens that cause estrogen dominance and estrogen related cancers and estrogen problems. Your body doesn't want those hanging around. So it grabs them, it puts them in the gut. That's like the outbox. It says, send these away. But if your gut is leaky, they leak back into your body, back into your bloodstream, and then they stay in the body and cause estrogen dominance. And so that is one reason why if your gut's not healthy, your body is practically unable to balance estrogen and progesterone and keep them in the right ratio and at the right level. Another reason that your hormones are not going to be in balance if your gut isn't healthy is going to be thyroid, right? Thyroid is a huge hormone that's closely interrelated with your female hormones, estrogen and progesterone. And there's different thyroid hormones. There's T3 and there's T4. So T4 is something that your body can get. It's what you take if you take Synthroid or anything like that. But T3 is the one that your body actually uses. So if you get T4 and then your body has to turn it into T3 for you to feel like you have thyroid hormones, for you to get relief from low thyroid symptoms. And a part of that conversion, a big part of the conversion from T4 into T3, which is a stronger, more active thyroid hormone, it happens in your gut. And if your gut's not healthy, your body can't make that T3. So it can't give you relief from symptoms of low thyroid, which could be, you can't lose weight, you're gaining weight, your hair is falling out, your eyelashes, your eyebrows are falling out, right? It's not a good feeling, and it affects your estrogen and progesterone. So your gut needs to be healthy for your body to keep your thyroid hormones at the right levels. Another reason would be insulin. Insulin is your blood sugar hormone, and it's a huge hormone. Again, it strongly affects your other hormones, including estrogen and progesterone. And if your gut is inflamed and not healthy and you're not giving it the right foods, it's pretty much impossible for your blood sugar and your insulin hormone levels to be well balanced. And then I want to talk about cortisol. So cortisol is like your stress hormone. And again, it's closely interrelated with your estrogen and progesterone. And if you have a leaky gut and an inflamed gut, often your stress response is triggered much more easily. So you get stressed out much more easily. So you're going through your day and you keep getting these waves of stress and anxiety. You keep releasing stress hormones, which starts a cascade through your whole endocrine system that prevents your body from being able to be in a happy, healthy hormonal balance. And I've saved a couple of the best ones for last. So I want to talk about serotonin. Serotonin, antidepressants are your SSRIs, selective, serotonin reuptake inhibitors. So serotonin is kind of the thing that keeps you from feeling depressed. It's like your happy hormone. And about 80%, they think 80 to 90% of serotonin is made in your gut. So if your gut's not healthy, you can't make this hormone that helps you to feel happy, keeps your brain happy. It's like a neurotransmitter, brain chemical. So without a healthy gut, you're so much more likely to struggle with depression. And also melatonin, which is your sleep hormone. You need a nice surge of melatonin to be able to sleep well. Melatonin is made in your gut. So this is another reason that if your gut is unhealthy and inflamed and you're not giving it the right foods, that you can have a lot of trouble sleeping. And there's one more I want to talk about, which is called leptin. It's a little bit less known about, I think. Leptin is the hormone that regulates appetite. It's like your appetite hormone. And so if it's not at a healthy level, it doesn't signal your body when you're full. So you just kind of feel hungry all the time, even when you should be feeling full and you want to eat more and more and more. And that's just not a good feeling. You can gain weight. So it's really nice when that leptin level is healthy, because you just eat and then you're like, wow, I'm full. I don't want to eat anymore, until you're actually hungry again, right? So without that, you can really struggle with eating the right amounts. So those are a whole bunch. Those are all hormones: your happy hormone, your hunger hormone, your stress hormone, your sleep hormone, your blood sugar hormone, and your estrogen, your female hormone, are all directly affected by gut health. So your body's built-in ability, right, to balance hormones naturally and keep you feeling good pretty much requires the right diet and a healthy digestive system to be able to do that, to keep those hormones balanced. And I want to talk to you a little bit about how this plays out in real life. So a couple of weeks ago, I had a consultation with a client I had started working with 3 months before. Her name's Maria, and she got hit by menopause hard and early. She was in her very early 40s, and her period stopped, and she started having hot flashes that were so severe. She was having 10 to 12 per day, and her entire face and neck would turn bright red, and she would just be boiling hot. And I mean, every 10 to 12 a day. It was happening all the time. And she was up pretty much all night with night sweats as well. So it pretty much took over her entire life. She felt terrible. She was exhausted. It was incredibly hard to do her job, to concentrate at work. So she actually worked in healthcare, and she knew that diet was important for hormonal balancing. So she knew a lot about it. So she committed to eating the right diet. She changed her diet. She started doing some stress management. And just by really getting on the right diet and doing a little stress management, she was able to bring her hot flashes down to 4 to 5 per day. So from 10 to 12 down to 4 to 5. And they weren't as hot as they had been with the totally red, face and neck. So she was feeling a bit better, and she wasn't having as many night sweats, but she was still up from about 1:30 till about 4 every night. So still not feeling well, though she could tell that by eating the right diet, her body had started to get a really good handle on hormonal balance. Things weren't as bad. And so then that was when she called me, and we had a consultation. I recommended a custom combination of herbs specifically for menopause for her, and she stayed on the right diet. She continued to practice stress management. She added in these herbs, and then 3 months later, I spoke to her, because it takes about that long for the herbs to really kick in. When I spoke to her, she said that her hot flashes were down to 1 to 2 per week. And she said they weren't even hot. They were only warm. They were so mild that they didn't even really bother her very much. And, 8 or 9 nights out of 10, she was sleeping through the night. She said she felt like a completely different person. And so when women get hit so hard with menopause, it takes over their life, whether it's the hot flashes, the insomnia, the night sweats, the mood swings, right? There's so many different ways it can hit you, and it can be absolutely debilitating. And I want you to know that with the right diet, a little stress management, you can get most of that under control. And that then if you need a little extra help, you can go ahead and add in just a few targeted herbs, a little bit of hormones, and they will work like a charm. Whereas without that foundation and the gut working and the body's natural hormone mechanisms working, nothing is going to work that well. You're not going to really get your hormones under control. And there's something else I want to mention, which is getting this good diet for hormones, it's a diet for helping your body's ability to build and balance hormones. If you start this, right, in like the second half of your 30s and 40s, when your progesterone is already starting to decline, it's really going to help you have an easier perimenopause, have an easier menopause. That's a great time to start with this. And if you're postmenopausal, completely after menopause, this is a great diet as well, because you still want to avoid estrogen dominance, and you still want to help your body keep the hormones that you have left, keep those levels as high as possible, because there is a ton of anti-aging benefits in that. So this diet for building and balancing your hormones is great for a wide range of ages. And so that's what I wanted to talk to you about today, is like why diet is so powerful, in fact necessary for hormonal balance. And then I want to again invite you, I have some free resources that can help you get started on the right diet, because while a lot of people are starting to talk about this now, that the right diet is so important and you need to have a healthy digestion and, eat right and your hormones will feel so much better. That is a little bit easier said than done, right? Because you go to look, well, what's the right diet? It can be really confusing. It can seem really complicated. It can seem like something that's going to take you all day, every day to figure out or to prepare. And so I find that a lot of women, they're like, well, that sounds good, but how many days this week did you actually do it? Not that many, because it was confusing. They didn't know where to start. They didn't know what was important. They didn't have time to do all these different things. And so what I've done is I want to really help women get started on the right diet in a way that is so simple and so easy that it is realistic to do it every day. So it's not a diet. It's not like you can't eat this or you're counting calories. It's just, here are the most important building blocks that your body needs to make hormones and detox extra hormones. So to build and balance hormones, and it's just super simplified without leaving out anything that's of key importance. And so I have a free download. I'm going to put a link below. It's called the Menopausal Woman's Roadmap, that will help you get started on this diet right away, plus avoid the top 3 biggest mistakes that women make. And I've also put together an online masterclass. It's an online class that I teach periodically, and it's coming up, and I'm going to put a link below where you can register for the next class that I'm teaching. And it's like an expanded version of the roadmap. It's like a full hour jam-packed with usable information that talks about the most important things to include in your diet every day. I actually teach my 5-step framework for what you need in your diet. It's the same framework that I teach in my paid program, Menopause Basics, What to Eat. So it's a great free resource, and I really hope that you will take advantage of both of those, the roadmap and the class, because you put them together and they're just a powerhouse. And of course, I am so happy to have been here with you today. I'm Dana Lavoie. I am an acupuncturist and herbalist. I specialize in women's health and helping women have an easy menopause naturally and experience radiant, healthy aging afterwards. And I would love to help you. So please go ahead and post in the comments below. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, I will come back and monitor the questions. I'm always here for you guys. I want to help you figure out what you need to get started on this healthy path. And again, if you know someone you think might enjoy watching this little video, please go ahead and share this video or email it to them or tag them, because I'd really love to share this information, this free information, with as many women as possible. Because when I see a woman that I've been working with, right, who realized that she knew what to do to control her hormones and to change how she feels. And she's like, well, now that I feel better, what do I actually want to do with my life, in menopause or beyond, in midlife, when I see that happening, I feel like I've had a good day, right? That is my goal. That's why I want to share this information. So let me know your questions. Let me know if you're having any trouble getting started, and I can help you out. Share this around. Join me in my free Facebook group, Menopause Basics. It's completely free to join. I'm in there just about every day answering questions, and there are hundreds of women in there. It's such a wonderful community. We share information about menopause, about what we're struggling with, about hormones, about anti-aging. It's really, really fun. So I'll see you inside. And so before I cut out, I would love to answer questions. There's a few people who are here today. So if you have any questions, pop them in the comments right now, and I will see them pop up on my screen. And I would love to answer them for you. Like I said, I get all different kinds of questions. I tried to pack answers to a bunch of them into today's presentation. And if you're watching the replay, you're very welcome. So many people watch these videos on the replay. Go ahead and pop your questions into the comments below, and I will be coming back and monitoring the comments so that I can answer those for you. And feel free to get in touch with me if you're struggling right now, and I will help you get started. All right. Thanks so much for joining me today, everybody, and have a great rest of your day. I am Dana Lavoie, and I will see you next time.